The Invasion Playbook. Stephen Miller's bid to scrap habeas corpus and silence rebel judges, as portrayed by leading U.S. media outlets. South Lawn, White House, May 9, 2025. The midday sun scorches the grass as Stephen Miller strides into a ring of reporters, leather folio in hand. He drops a line that crackles through Washington. The administration is actively studying the suspension of habeas corpus because the nation faces an invasion and the courts are getting in the way. Axios, 9th, 2025. Within minutes, cable networks echo two precision-forged terms: invasion and rebel judges. The first reframes migration as a war threat. The second turns magistrates into foes of the people's will. In pro-Trump media, the equation is elegant: an external enemy advancing at the border and an internal enemy releasing them from the bench. CBS News, March 9, 2025. Sources inside the West Wing describe a two-act script. Act 1, declare the southern border a civil war front. Act 2, argue that in such an emergency, judicial guarantees, especially habeas corpus, are luxuries the nation can't afford. The aim is not only to speed up deportations, but also to shut down the procedural pipeline that lawyers use to halt rapid removals. Politico, 10th May 2025. History poses the biggest obstacle. The United States has suspended habeas corpus only 4 times: Civil War, post-Klan Louisiana, the Philippine insurrection, and martial law Hawaii, each under declared war or armed rebellion. Invoking that clause for a migration crisis is, constitutional scholars insist, bold and brittle. Article 1, Section 9 demands rebellion or invasion and a threat to public safety with Congress on board, not a lone executive decree. History.com, 2020. Undeterred, the communications machine roars to life. A 30-second video floods social feeds. Drone shots of caravans, court seals spinning in negative, the caption, "Rebel judges endanger you." On X, the hashtag #InvasionNow pairs cherry-picked release figures with no context about asylum rights or appearance rates. The message is stark: to win this war, first silence the judges who are losing it. Axios, May 2025. Emotional fuel arrives the same morning from Vermont. Judge William Sessions orders the release of Rümeysa Öztürk, a Turkish PhD student, detained after publishing a piece critical of Israel. No evidence of danger, he writes. Images of a handcuffed scholar race across timelines, and inside the White House, the ruling is branded peak judicial rebellion. Courts dismantling a security narrative with simple facts and rights. Reuters, 8 May 2025. The decision amplifies academic alarms. Georgetown professor Steve Vladeck warns that the Constitution that allows suspension also guards separation of powers. Neutering it for migration would open floodgates for future emergencies, real or invented. Conservative and liberal judges alike repeat, mass migration is not military invasion. Critics predict the proposal would collapse in federal court within days. Vladeck Substack, 10th May 2025. Politically, the shot may ricochet. Key Republican leaders caution that tampering with habeas hands the opposition the civil liberties flag. Several senators dub the idea a constitutional red line. The brewing intra-party split signals that, should the executive press ahead, it may face not only lawsuits, but a Congress unwilling to surrender the lock guarding citizens from state coercion. Axios, 9 May 2025. The final question hangs unresolved. Can an invasion narrative sustain an assault on the nation's oldest legal shield, or will the rebel judges prevail again? For critics, the strategy is a house of cards built on fears stretched to distortion. For its backers, it's the master key to unlock both borders and courtrooms in one stroke. In between stands the public, witnessing a duel that will decide how much weight in 2025 still rests on the promise that no one loses freedom until a judge hears their side of the story.